Hey, this is Chuck. Today I'm going to turn a lamp, and what I'm going to use is a piece of mahogany for the base, and I'm going to use a piece of butternut I've got for the base part of it. When I was in Home Depot earlier this morning, they actually had some hardware on a scratch and dent type of a table, and I picked it up at a pretty good price. Usually when I'm out and about and I see a yard sale, I'll swing by, and you can pick up lamps sometimes for $1 or $2. And take them apart and get the hardware that way. Typically the electronics and everything is good, it's just the shade and the lamp itself is ugly and stuff. So what we're going to do is we'll do those in two pieces. We'll go through the whole process of turning them, putting them together, and wiring the lamp together. And thanks a whole bunch for watching. My first step was to cut the butternut to size. The piece I've got is 4 inches square, and so what I've done is I've cut a piece 9 inches long. So I've got the butternut on the lathe now. I'm going to go ahead and true it up, and then we'll work the shaping that we need to do for the lamp. One thing that's typical with the butternut is that it tends to be very hard to work, especially on the end grain. This particular part we're going to be okay with because that's actually going to sit on top of the base. So I'm not going to be as concerned about finishing this part of it off. We will when we do the top. So this is going to be the bottom of the base part. We're going to roll it over now, put it in the chuck, then we're going to finish this part of it up. Okay, I do got one section of this butternut that's a little punky. I'm hoping I can work through this, and we'll just have to check how it goes in a few seconds. It doesn't look like it's too far into the wood, so I should be all set and be able to do quite well with this still. All right, I like the form it's taken. I've got it flat here where it's going to sit straight onto the base. A nice little textured roll here. I'll just kind of roll this in just a little bit more to finish it off there. So I'm actually kind of happy we got some wormholes that are still a little bit left in the wood. I think that'll give it a little bit more character. But you can see that we're going to have our work cut out for us when it comes to finishing with the sanding. And we're going to have to be really careful we don't cut it all up with too heavy a grit of sandpaper. All right, I've completed with the 150. I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go through the grits, 220, 320, 400, and 600. We're actually going to put on the Mylan's finish at that time, and then we're going to go ahead, we'll run a hole through the center for the pipe, and then we're going to go off and move on to the base. All right, we have the hole all the way through. So we're going to take the base off now, this base portion of the lamp, and we'll put the base portion on. And we'll go ahead and turn that, and we'll set a socket on the top of that to insert this portion of it in. All right, this mahogany is going to be the base for our lamp. I'm going to true this up on the sides here, go all the way around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a socket in here that I can put a chuck in and reverse it then I'll go through on the other side and cut the socket that we're going to use for the top of the lamp. So this will actually be the top here, this will be the bottom. Then once I cut that socket, I'll reverse it again, and then I'll hollow out the bottom of the lamp so that we can run the cord through. We'll cut through the side, and we're pretty close to being done then. Good enough. Now we'll set this over. As I mentioned, this will be the bottom right here. We'll cut the socket for the top of the lamp here, then we'll go back through and we'll finish it all out. Alright, and our first step in doing this is we're going to go ahead and we're going to run the hole for the post all the way through now. Alright, I've got my my calipers all set, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this socket in now. Okay, I have the bottom pretty well scooped out now. So I'm going to reverse it on the chuck. We'll finish sanding on it, put the finish on it, and then we'll just do the final assembly of the lamp. Alright, we're just finishing up now. This is the last coat. I actually went ahead and put 6 on. Let them all dry for a few minutes in between. And then I'm getting a nice gloss-like appearance that I'm looking for. And we'll just buffed it up a little bit, and we should be all set and ready to go now. All right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to join the two pieces of the lamp together. Since I'm using a rod, that's actually going to be the primary way I'm going to do it. I won't need to epoxy to use super glue to go off and do that. So I'll set the rod through it. I'll use a washer. And one of the nuts that comes with the kit. And I'm going to put it pretty close to the bottom, that way I know that I've got enough room on the top. So I'll set that up to where we're maybe 1/8 of an inch down. And I'll hold this pretty tight, and then we'll go ahead and we'll run the top part of it through. All right, at this point all we have to do is just follow the directions for running the wiring and we are set, ready to go. We'll plug it in about 3 or 4 seconds. Well, I'm really happy with the way the lamp came out. It's got a nice shape to it. With the butternut we can see the wormholes and we've got the very dramatic grain patterns. And then we have the solid mahogany base that I think just adds a lot of character to it. One thing I'd note is I used a post on this and you really don't need to do that. The advantage to the post is by using the nuts on the top and the bottom to hold the two sections together, if I ever wanted to change the base or the top portion of the lamp, I could do that relatively easy. If you didn't have a post or didn't want to use it, you could epoxy the two pieces together and at the top, maybe the first inch or so, just drill a little bit wider hole to put the lamp socket in. I think you'd be just fine and dandy. Also, don't forget to cut the hole for the cord because it really adds a lot rather than having the lamp sit on the cord. And you want to do that before you start sanding and finishing the base. So I want to thank you guys very much, and I look forward to talking to you soon.